brewing coffee without a grinder.
This is a workout.
So the TDS that you are looking to hit is 1.33.
TDS stands for total dissolved solids.
Oh. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Battle of the Beans, a show where 4 baristas compete in a series of mystery coffee challenges. I'm your host, Caro.
And I'm your other host, Ashifa. Let's welcome back our baristas, Addison, Josh, Kimia, and Marissa. How is everyone doing today? So what I want you to do is I want you to cast your minds back to when you've been out camping, away in the woods, or when you've been away from your special home brewing kit, where you'd usually make your coffee, only to find out that you've forgotten that one piece of really, really important equipment used to make your perfect brew.
That special thing that we're talking about is brewing coffee without a grinder. This week you'll be using beans from our friends at Modern Standard, and our resident bean queen, the lovely Ashifa, has created a delicious recipe for you to try and hit, and we will be judging you based on how close you are able to replicate her recipe by measuring the TDS of your brew.
Because every coffee nerd would forget their grinder out in the wild.
But not your TDS.
Do you think they make like belt clips? Like, you know how they have the ones for the phones, but like for refractometers, you can just always have it in your
I
person.
bet you could.
Because I would wear that
Oh my
every
gosh.
day.
We are working with, and you're brewing, a Rwanda Gittiga Natural from Modern Standard. I have brewed this using a 16-gram dose to a 250-gram water ratio with a target extraction of 19.1%. So the TDS that you are looking to hit is 1.33. With my recipe, you should be looking for a creamy texture with medium body, relatively low acidity, medium sweetness, and medium bitterness, with flavor notes of ginger snaps, bananas, green apple, caramel, and maple syrup.
You're each going to have 1 hour and 1 bag of beans to create this brew. Once you're finished with the brew, we're going to send a judge to your local area to take a TDS reading.
All right, baristas, happy brewing. We'll see you very soon.
I have no idea what a refractometer is or what it does.
So, I've been doing some research, and essentially it says in here,
TDS stands for total dissolved solids. It's a measure of the solid coffee particles that are resulting from a brew. So essentially like the amount of solids that you're able to get from brewing coffee. And you measure that using a refractometer.
I figured that the best way to grind coffee fine enough, but also to keep it kind of contained so that I don't make too much of a mess, would be to use a pestle and mortar.
Which is actually how they used to grind coffee before grinders existed.
Now, I don't own a pestle and mortar, but I have some friends who I think do. Now, they're also the only friends we have who trust us enough to give us a key to their home. So I'm gonna break that trust.
One of my possible options is this. This is a Terragun. Ah, jeez. There are a bunch of whole beans still in there, and they did not grind.
My plan is going in, I'm gonna be using tap shoes on the top floor to put the coffee in bag, and then I'm gonna sift it through 2 different sieves.
Where's my sieve gone?
So we are going to try the second option, which I think is going to be a lot more successful. Woo! Oh my god.
You know, when I was coming up with this, I was debating whether or not I do this or roller skates. I am not a tap dancer, by the way. This is a workout.
Oh, this is actually pretty tiring.
If you want to show someone that you love them, grind their coffee by hand. I'm making this coffee for me. So it's like self-love.
I have experienced 2 bag explosions. One fall, I'm able to grind most of the coffee, but there are still these really big chunks.
Give it some nice little love taps.
So that's what it's doing right now. It's fairly even in grind size, which is actually good.
Oh, that was rubbish. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. I'm going to change tack slightly. Oh, this might be better.
I'm going to be using a Clever Dripper, which is a combination pour-over immersion brew device. I'm going to be using it in conjunction with a Gabby. Gabby is basically a shower head, and it controls the rate of flow. So it's just like gentle little drips going down onto our coffee bed.
I think we're gonna get pretty good extraction from this, which is something that I'm pretty pleased with.
I'm going to give it a little swirl just to get that nice extraction up a little bit, maybe? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Draining is pretty steady. I am very pleasantly surprised with the body of this coffee just visually. Like, it looks like a coffee that was ground using a normal grinder. It looks like
Definitely maple syrup, beautifully sweet, a nice balanced cup, low acidity.
I'm getting sort of like the ginger snappy kind of notes from it. It's really balanced for being stepped on by my feet.
Given the circumstances, given my resources, I feel happy with this.
And now Joel's gonna take the TDS for me.
Get a small amount of coffee.
Who knows how it's going to be, but we will see.
Don't look. Oh. Oh.
Thanks to this week's video partner, Pacific Foods Barista Series.
I learned early on in coffee that it's always been a quality product and quality people. Yeah, it took me 8 seasons to win the national championship, but it's not the end result, it's the whole process. When you get on an international level, you see all these baristas from around the world, all these coffee professionals from around the world coming together to help get better at their craft. And in the whole process, the industry moves forward.
I'm really impressed that both the tap dancing and the roller skate method actually got coffee anywhere near fine enough.
It took so much time going back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
And honestly, like it literally was a workout. Like my Fitbit kept telling me that my heart rate was going fast. Like it was just like, you're in workout mode. You're in cardio. I'm like, I don't know. I feel it.
We use the Clever with the Gabby at work, so I have like a lot of experience with a lot of different coffees using that specific brew method.
I figured for TDS, well, for a balanced flavor, I needed to get as even a grind as possible. So I wasn't too fussed about it being really fine or really coarse, but I needed to get rid of all the super fine bits and all the super coarse bits and have a really even grind so that I could then basically adjust my brew to match.
Yeah, I kept my fines because I figured that the origami that I have, the way that it brews is gonna be a lot faster. The drawdown time is usually quicker with that.
Had you used a TDS meter before?
No, I've never used like a TDS.
I've used on the job I have now for about 6 months. So I have like a fair amount of experience with it. So I like had a fair amount of technical knowledge about how like time and temperature and like use of the Gabby or lack of use of the Gabby affect TDS in that brew.
I literally just went off of sensory. I couldn't get the banana, but I did get this ginger snap-y kind of thing. And I was like, I hope this is it. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, we're getting into the scores now. Remember, the aim for this challenge was to get as close to or hit the TDS reading of 1.33. And we're going a bit out of order today, just to throw you off. So we're not going alphabetically. Josh.
Oh.
Your TDS for the coffee that you brewed was 1.5 which is 0.25 away from the target TDS.
If it helps, I enjoyed the coffee.
Next up, we have Kimia. The TDS reading from your brew was 0.95, which puts you 0.38 off the mark, just slightly outside of Josh's measurement. Marissa and Addison, Team Atlanta.
ATL.
You both need to measure within 0.25 of the target TDS, which is 1.33, in order to beat Josh. Your scores for this challenge. In the most unbelievable of circumstances, you have both scored exactly 1.33, which means you are tied for first place.
What? Are you kidding?
What?
I'm not, no.
That is insane.
Oh my
How?
How did I do that?
Goodness.
Well played, everyone, and thank you to Modern Standard for the delicious coffee. If you're at home and want to play along, then all you have to do is show us the most creative way to grind coffee without a grinder and tag us on Instagram. We will pick the most creative entry and you can win this delicious coffee from Modern Standard, as well as a beautiful black Comandante grinder, so you'll never be without a grinder again. Head to our website or follow us on Instagram at The Barista League for more information.
Make sure you have your notifications turned on so that you can be the first to know when a new episode drops. Happy brewing!
Woo! Great job, everyone!
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks again for tuning into another episode of Battle of the Beans. We have some amazing things planned for this season, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for when new episodes drop.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, where you can see all the behind the scenes action and goss from this season's show. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.